Hi there, good morning, welcome back to the Olive Mill. Hola amigos. Please excuse the wash and go look, but it's very hot this morning. In fact, I think we could be in for a storm, but there you go. Well, what a week. Aside from the heat wave, a bit doom and gloom, I suppose, with our tourist board beside themselves with all this conflicting travel news and virus cases on the rise everywhere for all of us. To add further insult to injury, I've encountered a few injuries of my own, starting with a major toe stubbing while gardening in flip-flops, which was my own fault, and then a wasp sting, which wasn't my fault, but there you go. So no more gloomy news, and probably you're thinking again, why promote your business when there's a travel ban amidst a pandemic? Simply because everyone needs something to look forward to, especially in these times. So I'm going to whet your appetite for when you can visit the Olive Mill and indeed visit Spain again. The Olive Mill on several occasions has been described as a little oasis. So let us show you around so you can see for yourself. Well, actually Richard's going to show you around to avoid my limping with broken toe. Obviously, for summer trips, holidays generally centre around the pool area, and as you can see, there's plenty of space to relax and unwind, especially with only 4 or 5 guests. The liquid lounge bar is right next door to the pool, so not far to wander when you need refreshing. We do offer some lunches, but guests generally cater for themselves in the day with the standard holiday items, salty snacks, crisps, chocolate, Fanta and beer. However, on top of the pool, obviously, we've a lovely garden which is used equally as much as the pool. It's quite quirky with some interesting little features, and I'm very proud of my gnomes, which have all had a facelift this year, unlike my good self. At the Olive Mill, not only do you receive a discount if you're a regular customer or a returning visitor, yes, you get a discount on your rental, but you often also get a gnome that's dedicated to you. So I'm just on the hunt for a bare-bottomed gnome to name Colin, and then my collection will be complete. Moving on, as you can see, the garden is shaded by these beautiful old pine trees. In fact, they're older than Richard, the trees, so there's a first for something. There's various seating areas in the garden. Some guests like to take their breakfast or lunch, or just have some quiet, shady time in the garden where there's lovely views all around. Plus, obviously, the shade makes it easier to read your phones, tablets, without the glare of the sun. The hammock is popular, again, over there in the shade, which makes listening to your music or reading really comfortable. I'm clearly not going to demonstrate life lazing in the hammock, as there is nothing at all stylish about getting in or out of one. We keep a good selection of books for those of you that perhaps don't have reading material on your tablet or whatever, or a Kindle. Plus the fact there's a small charity shop in our village, which all the donations go to the local dog rescue centre, which is where Ruby came from. In fact, all of our 4-legged mascots have been sourced from there. And you can pick books up there for like nothing, so don't worry about bringing books and having excess travel weight. There's a petanque area, or bowls, whatever you like to call it. Either way, the balls are quite heavy, so be careful with those if you're playing, because no one wants the weight of their balls on their feet, do they? There's a darts board also by the pool, and you know what, we've even got Scrabble if you're desperate for entertainment. We've got some fruit trees, obviously. You're welcome to help yourselves to the lemons for your G&Ts, but the limes are strictly off limits because we use those for the cocktails, and that takes top priority, I'm afraid. The Wi-Fi here is free. Let's face it, no one can be without the internet these days, even when they travel. So you can connect whenever you want. Considering we live in the country and we run a satellite system, it's a really good reception. Although I do try to encourage guests to get off their phones and stop looking at work messages when you're on holiday. You know who you are, people. We like you to treat this place, our home, is your home. So when you're here, we just want you to rock up, unpack, unwind and feel at home. That's always the case. And lastly, before I wrap this up, because Richard is jumping around with the phone like someone from Pan's People, desperate for the bathroom, birds. Now, I'm no ornithologist at all, but we do get a lot of lovely birds here. Not only your regular LBJs, little brown jobbies. It's lovely to wake up to a dawn chorus, depending on what time you get up, I suppose, in the morning when you're on holiday. But we get a lot of proper birds. Eagles, kestrels, falcons, hawks, all sorts. It's really quite amazing. Sounds a bit boring, I know, our bird watching, but we've got a new visitor, some sort of big bird, which my trusty bird app has yet to identify. So that's an ongoing argument for Richard and myself, and the bird watching really is just something else to argue about. So other than that, not much else to report. We're really disappointed not to be hosting your holidays this year, welcoming newcomers, our regulars, etc. But you know, who'd have thought 2020 would turn out like this, really. I hope you managed to find a staycation wherever you are and you don't get ripped off for that pleasure. And talking of being ripped off and money, we are certainly not going to be increasing our rental rates or anything later this year and next year. That's just not fair on people. I suggest, actually, looking forward to next year, that you bag a good flight deal early, play those big flight companies at their own game, bag a good deal, and just look forward to next year. So on that note, I will wish you all a very good weekend. Please stay safe, everyone. If you've got any questions, you can contact us on Facebook, obviously, or our website, all the W's, theolivemillspain.com. Bye for now. Hasta luego.